going on, What's going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 28 of the Potty Mouths podcast, also known as PMP. I am always your co-host, Greg.
And I'm Vinny.
And we're going to get into an interesting football weekend in the NFL. Only really one big college football game, but there are bowls starting Saturday, so we'll get into it. We'll do NFL, we'll do a little trivia, we'll talk about college, and then we'll get into Flush Wipe Dipe, then some MLB Hot Stove, and then we will do our flush picks for you, and then a little pop culture minute, and then we're out of here and send you off into the weekend.
Yeah, I mean it's almost Christmas time, and here we are. We feels like we just started this yesterday, and we're a couple months into this, and towards the end of football season, bowl season. It's the most wonderful time of the year, even in sports, with everything that's been going on. So let's start off with some NFL. Let's get into it. Wow, Thursday night game last night was a disaster. If anybody paid money to go to that game, I hope you get your money back. The 49ers at home against the Rams. Rams win this game 12-6. I, of course, did not watch this game, even as a diehard 49er fan, because I refuse to watch any games on any platforms. So the Niners, I'll be honest with you, I didn't expect them to win this game. I know it was a short week for everybody. The Rams put up a ton of points last week against the Bills. The weather wasn't that good last night in San Francisco, but I actually had, in my opinion, I thought I would wake up and see the Niners getting absolutely destroyed. I know I saw 6-6 at one point. Niners came down early, kicked a field goal. But guys walking off the field, quitting in the middle of the game, which I've never seen from any 49er player in my life, only the Bills. Thank you for a really exciting offseason last year, thinking that we were going to be able to get back to where we were. Obviously, there was a lot of different situations that came up this year where we couldn't get back, number one, healthy, number two, into any contention, especially after the Ayuk injury. So Rams win in the division. Good division win for them. Yeah, good luck in 2025 for the 49ers in my conversation with them. Did you watch this game at all, or did you catch it on Amazon Prime?
I watched the first half and then fell asleep at halftime. And then I woke up and
early night for you.
Yeah. And then I woke up at the end of the game and heard McVay's voice with like Carissa Johnson. I'm like, they won? So, and then I saw the final score, brutal. And then my friend texted me that he's done because of in fantasy he's done because Cooper Kupp, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, dude, it's just one guy. And then I saw this morning that Cooper Kupp had 0 points in fantasy, so did not see that.
I feel his pain because I had a couple guys playing last night, and I'm out too, so it's okay. I get it.
Yeah, but field goal game, bad weather, some drama in the 49ers locker room that we don't have to get into because who cares? It's kind of boring because you hear that on every station and radio. It's kind of boring to me. Doesn't affect anyone. I'm not a Niner fan, and they have 2 better linebackers than him. So
yes, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, so good win for the Rams, who are trying to squeak into the playoffs.
Yeah, good win for the Rams. Dolphins at the Texans. Texans at home -3. I expect a shootout in this game. I think anytime you're going to be able Tyreek Hill indoors on turf, I think it's going to be pretty interesting for that defense from the Texans to try and stop that with Waddle. I like the Dolphins in this game. I'm taking the Dolphins in this game. Shootout, but a Dolphin victory here, in my opinion. I don't know about the Texans, and they fall in line with the 49ers this year. Just really haven't showed up and done their job. They've done it more than the Niners, but they just haven't done what everybody expected them to do so far.
Give me the Dolphins. Tua's getting hot if he isn't
Yep.
already. He's got armed security at his house, so don't try him.
Yeah, don't try him.
So he's got nothing to worry about when he's down in Houston.
Yeah.
I don't know who Houston is.
Yeah.
So I have a question for them. And I think Mr. Flair wants to ask.
Who are you?
Woo!
So,
Woo!
yeah, give me the Dolphins on the road to win. Even with a home game after the bye for Houston, right? Houston.
Yep.
I think Mixon will have a big day. Could be a shootout, like you said, but I think this is probably like over under. I don't know the over under. I'm saying probably low 40s. Sounds about right.
Mid 40s, 46 and a
Mid
half.
40s. Okay, and then yeah, I think it'll be a little slightly under. I think Miami gets the win.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm on board with you for this. Next game on the schedule: Bills at the Lions. Lions at home minus the 2.5.
Oh, skipped one.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. I skipped it because no one cares.
It's a big game. It's a big game.
For who? Broncos?
This is a big game for Colts, Broncos, Dolphins, and yes, I'll say it, the Bengals.
Colts at the Broncos. Broncos minus the 4 here. I think we're in this part of the season where you see more covering of road dogs, and I think this is a game that the Colts will cover, but the Broncos win. I just think the Broncos defense is better, and I think at home. So I just can't. I don't know much about the Colts other than they beat the Warplanes that one game at home in overtime. So at Giant Stadium, or whatever you want to call it. But I'll take the Colts to cover, Broncos to win. Last minute heroics from the Broncos, somewhere somehow, but they don't cover the 4 here at home.
Both teams off the bye, I believe, should be a good, well played, fun game. If you believe in all that, but I think the Broncos kill them. I think their defense is too good. I don't think Richardson's that good. Guys like Pittman, I don't even know if he's been on the field.
Michael Pittman?
But yeah, is he out? Has he been out like all year?
No, I just don't think they're throwing the ball.
That's insane to me. So yeah, I think Richardson, much like Fields with the Steelers, I think he limits their offense. They should go back to a guy who wants to play every down, and that's and not that I care about that because I'm not a Colts fan. But in Flacco, I think Flacco. Maybe this is the wrong defense to put Flacco in against because they are very good. But I think the Broncos continue their march into the playoffs, and we'll see if the Dolphins and the Bengals can win kind of some easy games in a row here.
Alec Pierce is your
Bengals,
number 1 receiver in Indianapolis.
Yeah, so I don't think that's going to get the job done against.
And then what is it? Josh Downs, is that his name?
Pretty sound Broncos team.
Okay,
I like Downs, but Downs is very good with Flacco. He's doesn't do anything really with Richardson. So give me the home team to cover.
Yes, you're all right about that. You're right about the Flacco Downs connection. For some reason, that's a big one. All right, so the game that got me excited was the Bills at the Lions in the old Pontiac Silverdome that doesn't exist anymore.
Well, Hogan always thinks he's there. Every WrestleMania to Hogan is at the Silverdome.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with Hogan in the Silverdome in front of whatever attendance they like to announce every commercial when it's WrestleMania season. Bills at the Lions here. This is interesting to me only because the Bills are coming off a loss in LA, second road game in a row here after the snow home. Lions, obviously, you know my feeling about them. Everyone else who listens knows that I think they are the best team in football. Bills are on the list of close to top 5, but I just don't see them being on this top 2-3 list yet. Maybe, I don't know, but this could be. Look, I don't know what you're going to get out of Josh Allen after last week. The guy put up 6 touchdowns, right? 3 in the air, 3 rushing, good numbers, and they lost. So, Lions defense, in my opinion, is better than the Rams defense. I'm going to take the Lions here I don't know what the over is, but whatever it might be, I would invest in that. Just curious to look right now. It's got to be 48 or something higher. 54, of course. Excuse me. I'm taking the Lions here to win and to cover here at home. And to give the Bills their back-to-back losses here. And if going off, he said this is that Josh Allen started his MVP run that last game. Well, he needs to outperform the whole Lions defense this week coming up.
I think he does. I think the Bills get the win here. I think the Lions need a loss. I've heard people joke about that on podcasts, but I kind of agree with them. I think it would be a good thing if the Lions can get just a little piece,
Yeah.
humble pie. I think they'll be even better. Because right now they're coasting and everything is
Easy.
great and everyone's happy in Detroit. But I'd like to see them get really, really tested by a Bills team that's getting healthy. Hopefully Coleman can get back on the field for them. And then what was it? Milano is finally back for them. Past a couple of games at linebacker, he's always hurt. So I think the Bills are getting healthy at the right time. I think they will be able to score. But they got to be opportunistic. They got to pick off Goff or get a Montgomery fumble or something.
Okay.
That game should be very, very fun. Could be game of the year when it's all said and done.
Could be.
But give me the Bills to win. Give me the Bills to win. Probably by 1, 2, 3, 4 points.
Wow. Okay. Fair enough. Tampa Bay goes on the road to LA and plays the Chargers. The Chargers are home favorites by -3. I like what they did against the Chiefs last week. I know they didn't win the game. They gave them a game, which I think I thought they would. I'm not sure. I forget what you had said about that game, but I like the Chargers here at home -3. Bucks on the road is really an interesting. I don't know what you're going to get out of them on the road. But I'm taking the good old LA Chargers here at home. Maybe they could break out those powder blues for this game. I'm not sure. That'd be nice. But give me the Chargers at home here, -3. Give me a big game from Mr. Herbert.
Give me a bad game for Mr. Herbert. Give me a letdown game after the close game at Arrowhead. Give me Baker and Evans to connect for 2 or 3 touchdowns. Give me the Bucks to pull off the upset, as they're trying to really run away with the South, which is not good at all, especially now with Carr, who gave himself a concussion by jumping like a fool for the first down against the Giants.
He's a fool.
Give me the Bucks to win at LA.
Interesting.
And what I had said about Chargers Chiefs was, again, I went to bed and woke up and soda was a Met, so wasn't paying attention. And I saw the doink field goal. I saw that's how the Chiefs won the division.
Okay, fair enough. Steelers at the Eagles. This could be a really good game this week. Eagles at home, -5.5. Interesting line for me, in my opinion. Not really too completely sold on. I mean, the Steelers last week. What happened to them last week? They did not win, correct? If I'm not mistaken. Oh, they did. They played Cleveland. Okay. So they did win. They played at home. They beat Cleveland. Cleveland hasn't won there in 24 years. So, okay. So, I'm taking the Eagles. I'm going to take the Eagles here to win. I'm taking the cover. I'm gonna not the highest scoring game here, but they win by the touchdown, I think, in this game. Steelers have to go into the link and go up against a pretty hot team right now in the Philadelphia Eagles. So Saquon at home on the ground against a good Steeler defense. I don't know what the relationship between McNabb and A.J. Brown is at this point. There's a lot of stories out there that, I don't know, he's not happy and he doesn't McNabb. I met. Well, I'll tell you why I said McNabb because McNabb. I'll tell you the story. I'll tell you the story. Hold on. Sorry, I meant Jalen Hurts. McNabb had said, "Hey, listen, if there's a problem as a man, you should come to me and talk to me directly about it." And then T.O. said, "Okay, I'll come find you and we can talk." So I thought that was funny. I guess there's a little bit of drama there still with the two of them, but
Can't hear you.
can't hear me.
No, once you started telling the story, your audio went out.
Oh my god. What I said was, well, where did you get cut off?
Oh, I can hear you now.
Where'd you get cut off? What part of the story?
I'll tell you a story. And
Oh,
then
so McNabb sends a tweet out saying if you want to talk like if you have an issue with something or you should come to that person man to man. And then T.O. had said, "Good, that's fine. I'll come find you and we can talk." So so there's obviously a little bit of drama going on between the two of them still. But that's why I had mentioned McNabb's name there because he had chimed in, I guess, over the little drama between AJ Brown. AJ Brown seems to have a lot of drama no matter where he goes. He's good for like 1 or 2 years, and then all of a sudden he implodes. That's a good football team, and I don't know why he thinks he needs the ball every single, Devontae Smith is damn good. Saquon's having a year.
Saquon might be MVP. So
you're winning.
Just
so
keep the winning. Keep the winning.
Yeah.
Why aren't you happy if you're winning?
Because
and you're healthy.
It doesn't fulfill their own personal agenda. That's why, and that is not going to work. Once again, if this really does start, I don't know. I'm not doing anything. I'm just sitting here. I'm talking to you. I'm not even doing anything wrong.
But yeah, while Vin's figuring out,
I don't know what to figure out. There's nothing wrong.
There you go.
Nothing's wrong. Nothing's wrong.
I can hear you now.
Maybe it's you.
Not me. Nothing. And you have Windows open on your computer?
No, I don't. No.
I don't know. All right. Continue.
No, I'm just
Saquon's having a year.
Yeah, I mean the winning is the most important part here, and that's what they're doing. And if this drama spills over into, getting more heated and more, distractions around the team that they don't need, then you can kiss the Eagles goodbye like you do every year. So, but here at home, this game, I'll take the Eagles.
Yeah, months ago, we had talked about drama with Hurts and AJ Brown and all that, and my buddy Adam was a big Eagles fan. I don't think there's such thing as a fair weather Eagles fan, but he was like, it's not true, blah 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 blah. Well, turns out if it wasn't true, now it is. And their leader, as far as I know, their leader on defense, Graham, the veteran who's had a great career, Michigan guy, he brought it up to the press, and that was probably his way of bringing it to light so things would die down and cooler heads would prevail. But we'll see. I mean, who'd you call? You called DK Metcalf a diva, right? And
yeah, I don't see him they both are. Stuff. No, I mean, whatever. That's fine.
Give me Metcalf. Any day of the week. But yeah, as for the game, I think this should be a very good game. I think Steelers will challenge them. But do the Eagles have too much? Probably. I think the Eagles are probably too good. I think the Eagles win and cover.
There you go. It's a good answer. I like it. Last game.
Who'd you pick?
Eagles.
Okay.
Yeah. Last game.
I can see Russ like throwing. Sorry.
Like a pick.
I see Russ like throwing two picks.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean,
I don't think their running game is really that good.
No, they don't have one really. So might be forced to do that, and you might be right. He might just turn the ball over once or twice, which isn't going to be good for them.
Plus, I don't know if Pickens is playing yet. So
I don't know if he knows he's playing yet.
All right, Monday Night Football.
Monday Night Football. Packers going on the road as 2.5-point favorites against Seattle. I'm on the Packer bandwagon on this one. I'm going to take the Packers here on the road. I think the Seahawks have kind of been playing above their, expectancy at this point, and I think this is a come down to earth game for the Seahawks here. And Gino, give me the Pack on the road Monday night. Jordan Love has a big game. Weather pending. I don't know what the weather's going to be up there. God only knows.
Yeah, give me give me Green Bay to win closer to a touchdown than a field goal. I like Green
Mm.
Bay. They're very good. They looked great on Thanksgiving. They could have beat the Lions. I think they're getting hot. They were my I think they were my Super Bowl pick. I forgot. I gotta go revisit that episode. I think I had Packers versus. So I don't even remember. I don't remember Packers versus Chiefs. I believe I had, but
I think so.
yeah, give me the Packers to win. They're pretty damn good. That the whole division is pretty damn good, even with the coaching change in Chicago. They have talent there. So give me Green Bay to beat the 12th man.
Yeah, I'm
And
with
then
you on this one.
with that done, it's time for Vin's favorite toilet trivia.
Yay!
We got the game show going. Now, with this, I misread something on the Google. So I'm going to ask it in a separate way.
Okay.
I'm going to ask it in a certain way. It could be factually incorrect, but I'm still going to ask it.
Okay.
That will be the second question I ask you. But the first one, it's legit. Should be a fact. And these are all Soto based.
Wow.
These trivia questions. So or you know Soto inspired. All right. So first question, trivia. Who is MLB's all-time leader in on-base percentage with a 481 on-base percentage?
All time?
All time.
Base percentage. Dang. Barry Bonds?
No, I'll give you one more guess.
Ricky Henderson.
No, I'll give you one more guess. Soto inspired. Who's everyone keep comparing him to?
Mickey Mantle.
Ooh, no. That is very good. That's a good guess because they have they're similar in walks, but
Ted Williams. One of those guys.
It is Ted Williams, yeah. Ted Williams.
Okay.
I'll give you the
So
clap.
Well, the reason I said Bonds is because he walked 1 billion times, and then Ricky Henderson stole so many bases, and you have to be on base to do that. So I figured one of those two guys was at least they got to be up there.
I'm sure they're up there. I only looked at the top cream of the crop.
I'm curious to just peek now, so I'm just gonna take a peek.
Yeah, take a little peek. Give me the top. Give us the top 5 on base percentage all time.
All right, let's take a peek here.
Minimum of 1,500 at bats or something.
All right, so we're gonna go, as you said, Ted Williams, Babe Ruth, John McGraw. Not related to Tug, maybe he is. I'm not sure. Billy Hamilton.
Stop.
Lou Gehrig.
All right, that's enough.
And Barry Bonds.
Okay. Is that 5 or 6? Bonds is 6?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, he's 6.
Okay. All right. So second question, which I'm gonna assume this is the stat. Before his time in Washington was over, Juan Soto got the most career walks for Washington. Who did he pass? And now I'm going to include Washington and the Expos. This is the question. I don't know if the Expos are included, which should give you the answer. But most walks in Nationals / Expos history. Juan Soto has that record. Who did he pass?
Andre Dawson.
Who is second? No, I'll give you one more guess.
Tim Raines.
Nope.
Jeez, Vlad?
The correct answer is Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper.
That has nothing to do with the Expos.
I don't know if the Expos are included.
That's why.
I said I don't know if they are. So if I didn't know they are, I knew it was a Nat.
I'm gonna look those up too to see if that's the situation. Because the Hawk was an MVP one year. Like, he was a force to be reckoned with. So I don't see him not being up on that list somewhere.
And then 2 other crazy things I saw. Soto will play this whole regular season as a 26-year-old.
Yes.
He's 20 walks, like 20 or 24 walks away from breaking the all-time walks record before you turn 27. Mickey Mantle has that record. So Soto should break that. And then also Soto in 7 years. Soto in his 7-year career has a certain amount of walks, right? That amount of walks is like 13 or so like behind the Mets all-time leader, which is David Wright. It took him 14 years to get that record.
Wow.
Took 14 seasons. It took Soto 7. So, like I said last episode, Soto's gonna have every record pretty damn quickly for the Mets. And then next trivia is something I found, a little fun fact about Juan, which I did not know. I don't know if you know this, but I'll ask you.
Tim Raines has the most walks in Nationals history. 793.
Maybe it was single season. Maybe it was single season. I read
All right.
quickly.
Well, I had to throw
Maybe
some
it's single
expos
season.
out there because those guys played a long time up there in the Olympic Stadium.
Oh, is that Nationals and Expos?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe it's just Nationals. Could be single season. I read quickly.
I know.
Whatever.
Fair enough. I just don't want to. I don't want the people at home to not think I don't remember the Rock, the real Rock.
That's fine. That's fine. If you come with factual information, I can't complain.
Okay. Fair enough.
All right. Last trivia question. What is Juan Soto's dominant hand?
His left hand. He throws lefty. Did he sign his contract righty?
He grew up a righty. His dad convinced him to bat and throw left-handed, which makes him that much better at baseball.
Yeah. No. Agreed.
Unless
Agreed.
Google lied to me.
I mean, I would assume that since he does everything lefty, but that's a bad assumption.
He does everything lefty. His dad convinced him to at a very young age.
Okay.
He's going to make like close to $1 billion being a baseball player. He has an above average lefty arm.
Yeah.
And he is the best eye in baseball. And he's batting from his natural weak hand. So that is absolutely insane.
Did you? Can I just ask you something? Because I know you watch Michael K sometimes, or you listen to him. Can I fairly say that?
Go for it. Yeah, I especially when the K show announced that they're splitting the show up, I've been tuned in because I was a huge fan of that show for many, many years.
All right. So he was on air either yesterday or the day before saying that some caller that called in that Alex Rodriguez was a better baseball player than Juan Soto.
Yeah. I think Passon agreed with him. I think it was Jeff Passon. I think they're agreeing with.
Oh, that's who it was, right? Yeah.
Someone
of substance.
I don't know.
It wasn't like.
It was either
Mookie from East
he
Meadow.
has on Passon. He had on only.
Okay.
This week he had only Passon, Martino, and he had on
Not Mookie from East Meadow.
The famous writer Mike Lupica. So one of them agreed, and I think they're just saying all around. Like people say, Judge is a better all around.
Oh yeah, and I think the initial conversation in question was obviously a lot of people that are out there. And listen, you're stupid if this doesn't really resonate with you, but well, they just those. Juan took the money and that was it. He didn't care about the legacy. He doesn't care about championships because if that was the case, championships, he'd go to the Dodgers. Legacy, he'd stay with the Yankees. Money, he took the Mets. And the conversation was, well, A-Rod took the money. He went to Texas, right? And then he was like one of the only guys in MLB history to win an MVP on a losing team. So, I mean, all-around baseball player, like better fielder, better hitter at that time. Yeah, I mean, it's an argument. I mean, there's a lot of guys that are an argument, but I mean, he just went off the rails about it, though. I mean, what are we doing?
I have found this week that Michael K has been very Bitter is a strong word.
Mm.
Sore. I will say he's been a sore loser in the Soto sweepstakes. I'll say
That's
that.
fine. It's not him. It's not his decision. That I mean, like, it's not mine. You know what I mean? Like,
I actually tweeted at him because I was bored.
Oh.
He said he's just a bad fielder. He's a bad fielder. Juan Soto is an average fielder with an above average arm. He's gonna miss balls. Everyone missed balls. He was up for a Gold Glove because he was top 5 in like
outfield assist.
he was top 5 in like
runs.
Yeah, like runs prevented, like that.
Yes.
Whatever. He had there are stats to back up that finalist for the Gold Glove spot.
Hey.
So whatever. He's not going to be in 10 years. He's not going to be in the outfield, so it doesn't matter.
He's not Juan Garris. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, but then at the end of the day, it wasn't Soto's error that cost you Game 5 and ultimately World Series. It was the better fielder. No. It was a guy who didn't. Yeah, none of this matters. So
none of this matters.
Soto shows up when it counts. And listen, Yankee fans, you're gonna rip on his fielding. Very first game he wasn't in pinstripes. It was the road jersey, but his very first game in uniform, he threw out an Astro at home to give you the win.
I remember that.
Day, so.
Yes, that's correct.
So stop changing the narrative that it doesn't matter. Whatever.
Even
anyway,
though I think he was safe in that game, but that's another conversation.
Yeah, I don't remember the replays, but it was impressive. All right, that's done. Vin's got a college game on deck for us to talk about.
I mean, the only real game of substance, and there are some bowl games this weekend, but this is always the game of this week. It's usually by itself, but I guess they've added these other games. But number 22 Army meets Navy to battle for the Commander-in-Chief's trophy. All right, it's the 125th meeting between these two teams, and the winner here is going to take home their Commander-in-Chief trophy, which that means they both beat Air Force, and the winner of this is going to be taking that trophy home. We talked about the cadets a little bit last week. Had a good season this year. Navy did until they ran into Notre Dame. Notre Dame at Giant Stadium that day, whatever it was. Navy just hurt quarterback. Just couldn't get out of their own way. This is always a historical game. You got the academies playing against each other. It'll be sold out down there in Washington. So it's going to be, if you got some time and you want to watch, a nice game against two tough teams. This is your game. Army's 6.5-point favorites. Number 22 ranked Army, 6.5-point favorites at Northwest Stadium down in Landover, Maryland, where the Washington Commanders play. Hey, listen, I'm gonna roll here with the Cadets because I think that they're just a better football team than Navy is at this particular point. Maybe it's a different conversation if this game was, 3 months ago. I just think that Army's accomplished more, especially in the latter part of the season. They won the Commander-in-Chief last year, and they probably want to keep that home with them. So give me by a touchdown, 7 points, 7-point victory.
Yeah, I'm showing the uniforms now. It's pretty damn cool looking.
Yeah.
Looks like Army's going with all black with a spade, not a spade, a clover on their helmet. Three-leaf clover on the helmet, looks like. With a pretty cool airborne patch on the sleeve. And then Navy comes out with I think they're calling it the Jolly Roger, pirate themed gear, which is pretty damn cool.
The Jolly Rogers, you're right.
So the game's gonna look cool. I don't think it's gonna be as close as people think. I think Army's gonna win by 2 touchdowns. I think they're the better team. They are the technically home team, but the game is in Maryland. But yeah, I think Army gets it done this year, and again, they will have a complaint should they be in over SMU? But we'll see. Good year. This game will be fun. I kind of watch it like every 3 years. I don't really get too into it.
Okay.
But maybe I'll watch it this year. But I usually put it on to start, and then I have something else to watch. But this year it's definitely worth watching. In years past, not so much.
My other favorite part of the segments of this show.
Yeah, we're getting to Vin's favorite. I really make I really make Vin think here with the very popular, his favorite, the flush, wipe, or dipe. If you're new to the show, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Do what you got to do to get more of us. But this is our FMK fornicate, marry, kill. Keep it PG-13. So I'm gonna ask Vin 3 questions, and he's gonna flush one that he wants to kill. He's gonna wipe one that he wants to fornicate, keep around a little bit on the toilet paper, because we are the Potty Mouths podcast. And then his dipe is who he wants to marry, because he's keeping it for a rainy day in that diaper. I hate explaining that every week, but it's what we do here. Flush, wipe, dipe. All right, so Vin, first question. Because I think it's the least fun one for me, but I threw it in here. All right, Vin, you can only do one for the rest of your life. You can only do one of these for the rest of your life. So flush, wipe, or dipe. Play fantasy football. Play fantasy baseball. Or place sports wagers.
Who's in my fantasy baseball league? Are you in my fantasy baseball league?
I don't know. I didn't think that deep into it.
All right, let's flush fantasy football, because if I never saw another football game,
yes,
I wouldn't. Okay, good. Okay, that makes my life easier. Okay.
So you're flushing football.
Fantasy football, yeah. It doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't do anything for me. I'm not like, oh my God, I can't wait for August 2-a-days to start or whatever they do for NFL. I don't really care. Baseball, I love baseball. So I would wipe fantasy baseball, and then I would keep the sports wagering, because it's just all sports. You can talk about it. You can give your opinion on it. And it's not just focused on one sport. We can do certain things. So in other sports. So I'll in the exact order you said it is the exact order I'll keep it.
All right, second question.
Nice. Just a football player, okay. In my ACC material. Okay. What position? Okay. Okay. Ooh. Wow. This is amazing. This is a really good question here. I'll flush Clemson right away. No desire to be there, no desire to play for Dabo. Yet. So far. Look, we all know the point of this question is for me to get to the league. So titles or not, that's out the window. I don't care about titles. I just care about myself and getting to the league. So, oh man, that's tough. Is Belichick coaching UNC? Okay, so I'll. Okay, I'm gonna wipe Cristobal and I'll type up Belichick because I think it's the best and most effective way for me to get to the league because of all the connections that he has, and I can make a difference at UNC. And I love Powder Blue. Deep down inside, I love them too. I'm gonna be a heel. I should have wore the hat. Oh, oh, sorry. No, no, not at all. I just saw a Brian Kelly thing that came up on my phone, by the way, if you want to hear it. Brian Kelly and his wife announced that they will give up to $1 million to LSU Foundation if fans raise money for NIL Collective. That's nice. I don't think he needs the money. Quite honestly. I mean, it's not the guy that needs money. Yeah, okay. Bucky's. All right. Okay. So what? So I'm not going to Carolina? Yeah, I did. All right, cool. I liked this tie yesterday too. It was awesome. Nice. Okay. Listen, I'm going to ask a question here, and this is in relation to what you said. Am I crazy or is Teoscar Hernandez that good that he's even in conversations about some of these? Like, is he a difference maker? Let me put it to you that way. I know he is in the Dodgers. There's a lot of people that could be a difference maker on the Dodgers. Right. To Seattle. Yeah, okay. Got it. Put it together. Yeah. Yes. Agreed. I put him in the Yankees lineup. Yeah. No, that's a difference. So I mean, so it's him, Tucker, and Santander. So it really you do. You like him, and I understand. Strikes out a lot, but you like him. Um. So it really obviously depends on the circumstances of the team. But if I'm like instant impact, let's say like I need you. Throw a team. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fine. Okay. I'll flush Teoscar Hernandez. I will type Santander, and I would take Kyle Tucker in a heartbeat on that team in that ballpark. And I think he would make the biggest difference for them instantaneously. I think he would be a tremendous addition to that particular
organization. And then once again, you know, it's not going off of, you know, they have an okay lineup, but he would really solidify the middle top half of that lineup, and bring back some excitement to Boston, I think. But I mean, like you said though, if we're talking Yankees, you know, they really need a right fielder. So any of those guys can really fit for them. I just think that Santander just strikes out too much in my opinion. But Harrison Bader go back there?
You know, Harrison Bader has been replaced twice by Juan Soto. Yeah. Yep.
2 years in a row, Yankees and Mets.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting conversation.
All right, let's start off with Corbin Burns. Orioles traded for him last year to kind of solidify that rotation to get them a little bit deeper into the playoffs. That didn't work out like they planned, not because of him, just because the rest of the rotation's dog shit. And they kind of fell apart with their bats, but that's another story. I've heard Burns to the Red Sox or the Giants. I think the Giants makes the most sense in the sense of that's where he's from, the West Coast. They have money. They've quietly done some good things this season, off season so far. Obviously, they have to compete with teams like the Dodgers and the Padres. And speaking of Padres, seem to want to dump a lot of people. I think, from my understanding, from what I read at the end of last year, they're in financial trouble. I'm assuming that paying Joe Musgrove $100 million is part of the problem, but that's neither here nor there. So those are the two teams that I heard Burns. Obviously, ideally, us being Met fans would love to have him in the rotation. Him being an ex-Milwaukee guy with Stearns, that would be amazing. But I don't think economically, which is stupid at this point to say, but I just don't think that fits in the plans for the Mets right now. Have you heard anything different about anybody, or did I miss anybody for him? Okay, there you go. Yep, the New York Giants could use him. Yeah. Just brought his name up a couple minutes ago here. Santander, another former Oriole, looking for a home. I've seen some names out there. I've seen the Yankees, the Blue Jays, and the Dodgers. I don't know where. I guess we know the Yankees need a right fielder or an outfielder. I don't really. If you're saying Judge is going to move back over, which makes sense to me, I don't see him fitting in there. I would think they would go after more of a true center fielder at that point. But those are the teams. I mean, the Blue Jays can seem to always be on the shit end of the stick with signing guys, so could wind up there. They have a lot of bad contracts up there. I don't even know how they survive economically. I don't know who goes to Toronto Blue Jay games. I know you've been up there this year, but I don't know who wants to play up there, so I can't really say much about it. But that's my. I know. I said that you were up there this year, up in the dome, up in the Rogers Center. Yeah. Okay. All right. Any other teams that I might have missed with him? Boston. You want to throw them in the mix? I'm sorry. Can you hear me now? You got to stop moving around. I said, do you want to throw Boston in the mix there for him? Me neither. I'm just going off of kind of things that people are writing. Okay. Yes, we said that. Yes. Okay. Let's talk about our favorite polar bear, Pete Alonso. I mean, I don't. Being in New York, I don't know what to believe anymore about what everybody seems to write about him, and I don't personally think there's this huge market for Pete Alonso. Unfortunately, for Pete, because he passed up a lot of money this year. Now that he's probably not going to see in any contract unless it's from Toronto or somebody like that. But I don't even. They're not even on the radar for him. I've heard the Mets obviously are interested in bringing him back. The Seattle Mariners. Blah, blah, blah. I guess the Diamondbacks are a possibility if Christian Walker doesn't resign. I don't think he will resign there. It doesn't seem like he's likely to. And then possibly the Astros because they really don't have a first baseman. So I don't. Once again, I think like you had said, a lot of those teams I had just thrown out there do have a spending problem, and the Nationals were also attached to Alonso somehow, some way. But I don't see that being a possibility. Now, I have a question for you, unless I'm misreading this. Is this Walker Bueller that we're talking about next? Oh, Christian Walker. I think Christian Walker winds up with the Yankees. Personally, I think a first baseman like him. It is funny. I think he. Yes. Uh, I've heard Yankees, Mariners, same similar teams. Yankees, Mariners. This one was a pirate. They dropped the Pirates in there for some reason. I'm not quite sure why. I've read that, and then back to the Diamondbacks. I guess the Yankees really don't have any intentions of trading for Bellinger because obviously then the Cubs would need a first baseman too, which Pete then can go back into that conversation too. You don't want to get better. There you go. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, doesn't. Me personally, if I'm the Mets, I'd rather have Pete Alonso back if that's the case. If it came down to two of those guys, or we have other scenarios here that we can discuss if that would be the case. Walker Bueller. I mean, I don't know what you're going to get out of him this year. I don't know if he's playoff Walker Bueller, which he had a really good run there. Really helped them out. Really played well against the Mets, obviously. So the Mets have been involved, I heard, in conversation. I haven't really heard a lot about him, quite honestly. Have you at all heard anything about him? Yeah, I feel like the Red Sox are attracted to everything. Red Sox and Giants. Yeah. He did. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah. Nolan Arenado. I've heard a lot of chat. I mean, look, the Dodgers seem to be attached to him for a while. I'm not exactly sure how that works and fits in. Um,
you're an Arenado guy. You know a lot about him. Not like, you know what I mean, but like you've liked his career. We've talked about him a bunch off air and just in conversations. But the three teams that I've seen most involved with are the Red Sox, the Mets, and the Padres. Now, I don't understand the Padres talk at all unless he's going to play first base, because he did say he would do that for certain teams, and the Mets were one of those teams as well. If they wanted to leave Vientos alone, let him play first. I don't know what you're getting out of him at this point. I know he's like the modern day Brooks Robinson at third base, and if not the best third baseman ever to play, in my opinion. And especially, I mean, I know he played in Colorado for a while, but how old is he now? He's up there in age. It's no spring chicken in Colorado anymore. I mean, he can still play defense. He's just, like you said, I think you mentioned it to me yesterday, his bat's just a lot not as fast, I guess, as they used to be. But look, yeah. I mean, look, we don't know what these guys deal with on a day to day. He seems to be a guy, in my opinion, who's played a lot of baseball, unless I missed an injury or something like that. But he always seems to be pretty healthy. Has played a lot of games. Plays great defense, and I don't know. I don't know what you're going. If he played first for the Mets or the Padres, and then they kept Bogarts and Machado, which in another conversation that I sent you last night, the Padres are looking to unload a lot of guys because they can't pay their hot dog vendors. So those $100 million contracts that they have in every position is just insanity for them, for a team that I'm sure does not draw like Mets, Yankees, Red Sox, and so on and so forth. Yeah. No, I do too. But now there's financial backlash that's going to affect a lot of situations here, and they have a lot of young prospects that are very good. Ethan Salas has been talked on a lot of deals. He's one of their catchers. Who's like, I think he was 16 or 17 last year. Was playing in Double-A. So they got guys below them, and they might go back to the old Padre days and let the kids play. And we said Cease is on the block, and I think we saw Bogarts too. So I mean, we'll see what happens. But I mean, for a team that almost went to the NLCS, that's a big difference in life. Bregman, last one, Mr. Bregman. Now, I've seen his name to almost everybody. Phillies, Mets, Yankees. Yeah. I mean, originally it was the Phillies. It was because they were shopping Bohm, but now they're not shopping. Is it Bohm? Am I getting him and the other stock confused? Yeah, and I don't know. He's always been kind of like on the, I don't know. I know he had some issues with the team 2 years ago, and I don't think he had a great year last year. But so Bregman. So Yankees, Mariners, Royals, the Tigers, and the Astros. That's the top teams that are really interested in him. I mean, look, I'm gonna throw this out there, not because of Soto or anything like that, not because Steve Cohen's got more money than God. I wouldn't be surprised if the Mets went out and signed him and solidified third base for a long time too. Obviously, you wouldn't be getting Alonso back. You would have to move somebody to first. So that's a possibility too. Anything with the Mets is a possibility right now. So we'll see how that works out. But I see him maybe Houston or Tigers or something. Yeah. Yeah.
No, plenty of time. Okay. Mm. I got breaking news. Do you want to hear the breaking news? Or you want to continue Memphis Tigers conversation? Kyle Tucker to the Chicago Cubs. I would say Tucker to the Cubs for Paredes and Wisniewski and Cam Smith. Cam Smith's good. Okay. Sorry, Memphis Tigers. Western Michigan.
Western Michigan. Yep. I'm not exactly sure because I'll be honest with you. I thought we were going with the games this weekend. That's why I went with them. They're playing University of South Alabama. No, that's fine. I took the Veterans Bowl. I don't even know either, but that's correct.
Terrible. Nope.
God, this hood. Oh man, I saw this in the movie theaters when it came out originally back in. Man, I want to say I was in like 7th or 8th grade or something like that. But excitement, more of the fact that I hope it's somewhat good because the first one obviously is the whole world has changed obviously with movies and going to movie theaters and classic movies. Like certain situations I feel like, especially in the comedy world, are just things to be left alone, and I don't really know how, like, it was gold. The first one was gold, maybe because I was 13 years old or whatever it was, but I just hope it's just not a disaster where it's like, oh my god, they should have never have done it, because I feel like it's always one of those movies that's probably 20 years too late at this point. But I'm excited I'm excited because a lot of the old people are back from the movie. I think I saw Ben Stiller in there. I think I saw Dan Patrick was in it too. Not that I don't think he was in the first one, but certain guys like that is pretty cool. But Yeah, I'm excited to hope that it's not a bomb. Can I say that fairly?
Yeah.
I
No, I
just
know.
think I think the movies and like box office hits aren't exactly a thing of 2024 as opposed to you can have access to anything and everything at home and like it was exciting to go to the movies and see a funny or a good movie. I don't do that anymore, but I'm hoping that it's somewhat funny and watchable, that I'm not after 15 minutes being like, oh, this is terrible.
Yeah, I know. Like the Dumb and Dumber sequel, they waited too long. And other things they wait too long and doesn't do well. Like Independence Day, it's a different genre. But someone said a good point. I was watching a podcast that talks about movies and stuff, and she said, like, this makes sense. I kind of do want to see what Happy Gilmore's been doing for 20 years. Did he play on the tour and then retire? Are they
Yeah.
trying to get him on the senior circuit now? And then she's like, but I wouldn't want to see Billy Madison 20 years later. Like, I don't need that. But this makes sense, which is a great point. So
agreed. Yeah, no, definitely. And yeah, I completely agree with that. So we'll see. Hopefully he did play.
Yeah,
Hopefully he made a lot of money.
Yeah, I think it'll be good. I think it'll be good. There'll definitely be some laughs. It can't be terrible. And I think this is Travis Kelce's big screen debut. I know he was on the TV show Grotesque.
Oh, really?
Did not watch that, but I think this is his big screen debut, Mr. Kelce.
We'll see.
So,
we'll see how it goes. When does it come out? February?
That's a very quick turnaround. I would assume the earliest would be summer. I don't know when it comes out though. I would assume.
All right, we'll see.
If they just wrapped it, they're gonna have to do a lot of editing, I guess. But we'll see. All right, so that's Vin typed away. We are gonna head out into the weekend. If I could find our theme song, here we go. All right, so Army Navy, some bowl games. You have the NBA, the NBA Cup, like semifinals on Saturday, I believe. Good teams are there. So if you like basketball, these games should be damn good. These teams are taking it seriously. I like OKC to take it all, but yeah, a decent weekend. And then some big games in the NFL, and then one thing we failed to talk about because it happened just before we started recording. Devin Williams traded to the Yankees for Nestor Cortez, and I believe a prospect or two. The Yankees, once again, have the best closer in baseball, in my opinion. They know what they're doing when it comes to bullpen, so we'll see. We'll see. Now it's on the Jays and the Rays and the Red Sox to make their moves. So we'll see. All right, have a good weekend. Vin, say goodbye to the beautiful people.
UConn Gonzaga tomorrow night, 8 p.m., Saturday the 14th. Tune in. Good college hoops tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody.
That too.
Have a great weekend.
I have video issues and has audio issues. We'll try to clean this up. I apologize, but thanks for listening, watching. Mainly, maybe stick with the audio only if this is bothering you. It's bothering me. Anyway, have a good weekend.